welcome back. I'm Nathan, also known as the Rising Phoenix. So I've got a few updates for you. Turns out I'm not the only one who has wanted to implement Kung Fu and take it to UFC. As many of you have pointed out in the comments section of my previous video, Tony Ferguson is someone who has been studying Wing Chun for a while. And, I watched his technique, I looked at his stuff, and he's pretty good. Obviously, he's in UFC. But there's another person in UFC who's also using Wing Chun. That would be Anderson Silva. I'm pretty sure everybody, or almost everybody, knows who he is. And this came as a surprise to me. I was like, wait, hold on. These guys, I've seen them fight, but I didn't ever, watch them long enough to really, look at their technique. They're using Wing Chun. I've studied some of that myself, and then once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it, which is really cool because that means that I was right, that it's something that can be taken there. But it also means I was wrong in a sense because it was already viable as opposed to trying to make it. It seems really, upon doing some more research into this, that it's not so much the individual techniques, but rather how you train those techniques. Live resistance sets the line between fantasy and reality. So if you get in there with live resistance and you just learn yourself as a fighter, things will start to fall into place, right? And I think that's really cool. So what does that mean then for my experiment that I'm doing? Well, can Kung Fu be made viable? Someone else already did that, so that experiment is set aside. But as far as creating a new martial art, bringing the Taurus into combat, now that still seems pretty fun. Why? Well, I love fighting, and I love the universe and physics and all these other things, so I'm just going to create it because I want to, because I love creating. So that's where I'm going to be going. Now, a lot of other people have been asking, hey, when are you going to come back to the yard? When are you going to do this? Well, I got a few things to work on. First of all, I got to work on my flexibility, because right now, these things that I envision and I feel that, oh, this could work, I'm not actually physically capable of pulling them off yet, right? One of the things I realized as I was visualizing it in my mind, I'm like, oh, I would need to be able to do the splits, and I have to work on my stamina because it just needs to be more, way more. And I need to develop some stronger stances, really sinking down and bending my knees and not standing up so tall. There's just a few things. But one thing I also really need to work on is the mind game. Now, something that's I'm branching out into a little bit of vulnerability here. There are some things that I struggle with. I struggle with PTSD, I struggle with ADHD, and I struggle with generalized anxiety disorder. So my brain is really, really preconditioned to panic. And there's nothing that really makes the brain panic more than pain. Even emotional pain, not just physical, right? So I need to learn to mentally push through that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a year. I'm going to train my mind to push through pain, and I'm going to get my body up to snuff, as it were. Additionally, now I've got a bunch of people who are saying, hey, I would love to train with you. I hear you're looking for sparring partners, and yeah, if you want to spar with me, I'm always down. Check out my email, experimentrisingphoenix@gmail.com. Please hit me up, and we can talk and see if we can't work something out. But I got people just a little bit south of Richmond, I've got people in Louisiana, I got people in Ohio, people in Alaska, and Caillou even invited me to go to Holland and train with him. And I'm like, yes, I would love to. Problem is, I don't have the capital right now, right? Still working a full-time job doing security, still got all this other stuff, right? So once I get that capital, then I can start, traveling to these different places and training with people who would, they want to train with me and I want to train with them because I love fighting, I love training, I love sparring. It's so much fun. So yeah, there's a few things that kind of need to get into place. So the next, month or so, I'm going to put out a couple of more videos. I'm going to be talking about the experiments and going into detail, the litmus test, calibration continued, and really kind of fill everybody in as to like where exactly I'm at in this development, because the videos are way behind of where I actually am on this particular journey. But yeah, man, this is something that I really love about all of this and taking a scientific approach. It's like, hey, I'm coming in on one side and I'm thinking this is a thing. Oh, it's already been done. Or, oh, it's something like totally different on the flip side over here. Well, now I've got to change the path a little bit. Well, so I'm on this infinite path and it's taking me in a bunch of different directions. So this is honestly, it's really exciting, and I'm really happy to see where this is going, and I'm really happy to see everybody's support and talks and feedback. All of you have been very helpful. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.